Hello, and this is our first video, and we thought we'd kick off with a video about every Premier League club's player who's had the best season so far. First off is Arsenal, and it's Gabriel with an average rating of over 7.0. He's a consistent good young centre-back who's proved to be a very good signing. He has majorly improved their defence. Even though Arsenal are not in a good position, he's having a good season. Next up is Aston Villa, and it's Emiliano Martinez. He's the first goalkeeper in the list, and he's had some very good performances. He was a good signing for them. Next up is Brighton and Hove Albion, and I think it's Solly March, as he has had good average ratings of 7.2, and he's just made the cut ahead of Tariq Lamptey. Next up is Burnley, and for me it's Ben Mee, as he has an average rating of 7.2. He's made lots of good tackles and has been one of their key men this season. He has made no mistakes, and he's been one of the key defenders for Sean Dyche's side. Next up is Chelsea, and they've had a lot of flops, but Mason Mount has definitely benefited from this, as he has kept up his good performance and has an average rating of 7.3. Next up is Crystal Palace, and it is the versatile good crosser Eberechi Eze from QPR. They signed him in the summer transfer window, and he has proved to be a good signing. He's just ahead of Wilfried Zaha, but has made this list because of his good performances. Next up is Everton, and with two standout players, James Rodriguez and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I've decided that it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, as he has good average rating and 11 goals already. The young England international has done well with his good hold-up play and prolific goal scoring. Next up is Fulham, and this is the second goalkeeper on the list, Alphonse Areola. The loanee from PSG has done very well, with acrobatic saves keeping them from sinking further into relegation. Next up is Leeds, and my player for them is Patrick Bamford. He's got 10 goals, and after being doubted, he has scored more goals than he ever has in a Premier League season, and the season isn't even finished. Next up is definitely Leicester, and their best player is James Maddison. With an average rating of 7.2, he's dangerous on long shots, and the Indian international is showing what he can do this season. Next up is Liverpool, and even though they haven't been playing the best this season, and Alexander-Arnold has been completely useless, Salah isn't doing too bad. He's doing fairly well, and the stats show for him that he's been one of their best players. Next up with Man City, and with so many defensive flops, I've decided to include Ruben Dias. They spent way too much money and blown big money on centre-back Nathan Ake, and I believe that Ruben Dias is the answer to their problems. He's only young, and he is shown to be a very good player. Honourable mentions for Ike Gundogan and De Bruyne on this. It was close. Next up is Manchester United. For me, it's Bruno Fernandes. With an average rating of 7.6 and 7 assists, he's doing very well. Not as well as last season, but still, very well. Next up is Newcastle, and they're also doing okay. But I believe that it is Karl Darlow, as he has stepped up to fill Dubravka whilst he's out injured. He probably won't be a replacement for Dubravka, but he's made some very good saves and has proved to be a good keeper. Next up is Sheffield United, and it is Ethan Ampadu, the young signing from Chelsea. With an average rating of 7.0, he's made some good tackles, even though the Blades are last. An honourable mention is for Oliver Burke, who got the winning goal against Manchester United, with his first goal in the Premier League too. Next up is Southampton, and yes, it's the dead ball specialist Ward-Prowse. With an average rating of 7.3, he's made some very good key passes, 1.6 per game. Next up is Spurs, and even though he's injured for 4 weeks now, he's an average rating of 7.7, and Harry Kane's been doing very well. Honourable mentions go to Heung-min Son, who's made it a very close call. Next is West Bromwich Albion, and one player that standed out for them is Matheus Pereira. He's a good playmaker and has an average rating of 7.0. He has proved to be a very good buy from Sporting CP. Next up is West Ham, and it's Thomas Soucek. He's doing very well and has demoted Mark Noble to the bench. He's made some very good tackles and was a good signing from Slavia Prague. Last but not least is Wolves, and it's Pedro Neto. He's one of their best players this season and has an average rating of 7.1. Even though Wolves are disappointing this season, he is not. I'm sure Raúl Jimenez would be up there if he wasn't injured though. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please do consider subscribing and leaving a like. Thank you.